The state has filed objections to the defense's motions to suppress evidence about the request to suppress the confessions that Richard Allen made while he was in the Westville prison, which would be those statements recorded by the staff and the inmates in the prison. You know, the ones he made because they were threatening his family and torturing him, which none of that has stopped, and the phone calls to his family. So the state is calling their prison gang, and there's really not another way to say this because they're calling them the suicide companions. So what does that even mean? What would that kind of a companion do? What would they be there for? Are they going to unalive themselves with him? Or more likely, that they're going to help him do it? Much like a healthcare companion helps someone who can't help themselves, so they help them do what they need to do. So the state is calling 16 correctional officers. I hate to call them officers, they're more like thugs. 8 inmate thugs, the warden, mental health personnel, and Indiana State Police officers, aka thugs. So let's say they only question half of them. So this is during a 2-week and 4-day trial that includes the entire trial, including the defense, I guess, unless the defense is locked up for contempt of court, and the good old boy thug lawyers show back up. A 2-week and 4-day trial for a double homicide. Sounds right for Indiana. Then the state is saying that Richard Allen wasn't interrogated, but simply made voluntary statements, which of course wouldn't need Miranda. The state is also requesting employment records for Todd Click, which is his name. Old Slicky Nicky wrote Toddy Click on a legal document. They're ridiculing Mr. Click's name in a legal document, and they feel secure enough to do that. That's really outrageous. So Mr. Todd Click, who was the former Rushville Assistant Police Chief, Todd Click was involved in interviewing leads about the case. So the prosecution says they believe that Todd Click was involved, according to employee records, in a Brady-Giglio violation, which means they're saying that he was involved in incidents of untruthfulness, criminal convictions, candor issues, or some other kind of credibility issues. They believe those things are in the records of the Assistant Chief of Police of Rushville. So they're saying you can't believe anything he says, but we promoted him to Assistant Chief of Police. I would think if all that's true, they would need to take a look at any conviction he had a hand in. And they're also requesting Todd Click's mental records, which I guess they mean mental health records. All health records are supposed to be protected, except in the event of an act of emergency, like if you believe a patient is getting ready to do bodily harm, then you have to call the police if necessary to help them. So this all sounds legit and above board and like he's probably going to get a fair trial. Don't you think? I don't.